This Skip, coming to you live, straight out of Real 6 Aquatic Kennels, making this video by special request. Quite a few of you guys have requested that I make a video giving the breed standard for much younger and smaller Amphilophus Midas. Basically, you want me to give you a few examples of how the Midas should look compared to another ant species, the Midas red devil. And also, I'm going to add another species, the Amphilophus sagittae. Now first I'm going to start with the Amphilophus sagittae and the Midas red devil. Those two species are notoriously mislabeled. And what I mean by that is, sagittaes at a young age, especially when they peel, are sold in the trade as Midas red devils because of their build, their structure, their body structure. They look very similar to red devils. They have the pointier face, pointed mouths, and their lips haven't fully developed yet, or their body and their facial area hasn't fully developed yet, so their lips appear to be thicker, resembling the Midas red devil. And they come in the same colors, creamsicle, orange, white. So I can see how a lot of distributors can confuse the two species, especially at this size, because they do look very similar. But on the other hand, we have the Cichlid Midas, which at this size, at certain angles, they look similar as well. They look like the Midas a little bit, and they look like the Sagittae a little bit. But there are clear-cut differences, and there are things that you should look for when you're trying to tell the difference. One is, even though their body shape, like this one's shape, you can find Sagittaies and Midas that shape just like this guy. Because they're small, they're young, they haven't fully developed yet. You know, we all know that fish, just like everything else, and people, other animals and species on this planet, go through a developmental stage as they're growing into adulthood. You get older, your face starts to fill out a little more, get a little fat, you get a little round around the cheeks. And the same thing happened with fish. So with the Midas, they have a more blunt, rounder face and body. As they get older, you can clearly see the difference between the two species, or the three species, since I mentioned, or I added the Sagittae to this conversation. But there is a difference. And check this guy out. These are pure Amphilophus Midas. I'm getting close to the tape so they get all hyper and aggressive. But check out, I'm trying to get them, see that side view? See if I can focus. See how blunt it is? Yes, it protrudes outward, but it's blunt. And the lips are very small. They're not huge and thick, and they don't protrude upwards. Check them out. And in fact, check out this other orange Midas I have in another tank that's around 4 inches. Check this one. This young orange Midas sticking the head out the strawberry pie. You see how flat the face was? Look at the mouth. That Midas is at the very least 4 inches. Four inches with a nice flat face. This one has fry. Look at the mouth. So, in closing, your fish should meet breed standards. There should be a breed standard when you're trying to identify cichlids at whatever size. There are standard looks or profiles for cichlids in each developmental stage. But one thing for certain, like we saw with that 4-inch Midas that I just showed you, around between 4 and 7 inches, you should definitely be able to tell what type of amp you have on your hand. Either a My Devil, which is a hybrid, or Lady Adams Red Devil, which is a purebred, or a Midas, a Centronella Midas, which is another purebred, or a purebred Sagittae. Between 4 and 7 inches, there are definitely clear-cut visual evidence that is displayed by the fish that would give you a clue to what you have. You definitely should be able to tell what you have by 5 inches. Them lips on a Midas at 5 inches should not be protruding outwards, should not be pointy, should not be very thick. They should be blunt and small, like my Midas. My Midas, these Midas aren't even barely 2 inches, some of them. And you can clearly see how rounded their face is. Their lips don't protrude outwards. I'm not talking about their face protruding outward. I'm talking about their lips. As they get older, their face will swell up and fill up, and it will get rounder. But for the Lady Adams Red Devil, it won't. For the Sagittae, slightly. So with that said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave me some questions at the bottom, or tell me your thoughts on the topic at hand. This Skip. Look at that blunt face. Look at that blunt face, people.